Hey everybody. So just today I want to check up on my berries. I've been gardening for many years, but I just really haven't matched the berries. I did have some blackberries that grew really well on the vines, but the bush berries, like the blueberries and the Josti berries and anything like that, it just haven't really had much success. So I decided to go all in this year and just buy like one of each kind. I was like, you know what? Let's just go all out on it and just see how I do. Um, I did plant them mostly close together except for the blueberries because I wanted to add a little bit more acidic soil to them. But so let's go take a look at them. I still got a lot of cleaning to do around here. So many weeds and so many just plants that just sort of popped out of nowhere. I had a lot of bulbs in this area. It's our little garden section. So last year I did have zucchini out here, and which did pretty well. But I decided, it's a nice compact space. I have some fruit trees around it, and I said, let's just make it like a little bit of a berry garden. So I do have currants, gooseberries. I have a red and white gooseberry, red and black currants. I have the honeyberries. I do have a male and female. A blackberry bush over here, and I've never had a blackberry bush. I've had vines which did really well along the garden here for many years. I just sort of stopped kind of trimming like I should have been trimming, so every year it's a little bit less. So I decided, you know what, let me just try the bush out version, along with the raspberry bush. This is a strawberry shortcake, and it's a little bit of bush. I don't want as many viney things around the property because sometimes they just sort of root in the ground and they come up somewhere else, and they're just very hard to maintain. So I kind of wanted something just sort of right there, and it'll get bigger, but at least it'll be nice and compact, so it'd be a lot more easier to maintain. I can sort of just see the bush, trim it, and I don't have to worry about 5 feet away if a vine's coming out of the ground out of nowhere. I did have my mom make these little stakes. She likes to do little garden things, and so we just sort of got these 3-foot stakes and basically cut them in half, and that way they're in the ground and they have the names on them, like the honeyberry and the Josti berry, with these little solar lights here. And so basically at night it sort of just lights up, which is really nice, because I like a lot of light at night on my property, just so I can see what's going on and what I have. So basically it looks pretty nice so far. At least when they're all kind of together like this, it'll kind of remind me to take care of them, because I've got a lot of stuff growing on this property. I can just sort of take a look at the name, and if I forget kind of the care maintenance of it, I can just Google it right there. Because a lot of these things, I have grown currants and gooseberries before, and they did pretty well. But at least this way I can kind of sort of see everything. Over here, I have my fig tree right here, which it's started leaning a little bit, but it does produce so many fruits every year of the figs that I decided to just keep it where it is. If I need to sort of tie it to something and kind of lean it to where I want to, or shape it how I want to, it's just done so well. I'm like, why even mess with it? I do have my little orange tree here. This is, I believe, a navel orange. I've never done too well with navel oranges or any kind of oranges, but I tried a different area this year, a little bit more sun, although it does kind of get shaded by the fig tree sometimes. But in this way, if it's by itself, I can sort of see what's going on. If I need to do something to add to the health of it, I can. Which is why I also put the blueberries here. They're far enough away from the trees so I can add to the soil a little bit and not have to worry, in my opinion, about the other trees, because they do like acidic soil. So I put 3 blueberries right here, there's a little sign right here. And that way, because the blueberries just need a little bit more different soil than some of the other berries that you do. But I'm hoping they do well, and at least with them all being 3 next to each other, I can sort of just change the soil how I want right here in this little section, instead of one spot here, one spot to the left, one spot up front. At least it's all together. And I feel like if you have plants that need special needs or anything like that that maybe other plants don't need, if you have them kind of close together, it makes it a little more easier. Plus the pollination, if certain plants need pollination and they need maybe another tree of similar to kind of help it grow a little bit better, to help it get pollinated a little better. It's just nice and easy if they're close together. So that way you don't have to worry about, like I said, something on the front of the house, and then in the back, then the side, and it may not get pollinated as well as you want to. But yeah, so I have my little berry bushes there in the garden there. I have my blueberries over here that I like to keep together. I am planning on adding goji berries, but come to find out, I bought so many berries, but sometimes when you buy so many, you don't realize what they need and what they do. The goji berries will trail, so I'll have to put them in a different side of the garden near a trellis, so that way I can maintain it. Because anytime I have like berries that do trail, I just need to make sure I have enough time to keep focused on them, so that way they don't get out of control and just go all over the place, and they have a nice trellis to be able to trail on. And so this is my berry garden so far. 2 different sections, and then the goji berries will be another one. I do have strawberries. I like to plant strawberries all around the property just because I love strawberries, and sometimes they do get eaten if they're close to the ground. So I like to grow as many as I can, so that way I have some and the birds or whatever's eating them have some, because it's just really hard to just be able to just save it all for yourself. See, I love being able just to be out here. It's just so peaceful. You can just sort of sit out here and just, you can have a podcast going, you can have nothing going, you can just be in the moment, you can have whatever you want and just be able to tend to your garden. It's so much peaceful, and that's what I enjoy. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.